Look, guys, I bought a book. $1.60. $4 for shipping, total $6.04. After they added 46 cents for tax. Guys, I'm out on my porch swing, getting my vitamin D. It's beautiful. It's like 11 o'clock maybe. It's 75 degrees, and I need to be doing all kinds of things inside my apartment, but I'm going to enjoy this weather while we've got it. I am so excited. I got my book in the mail. You know, a couple of videos back, I told you about a series of books that are the very, very best books in the world. They're written by Jan Karon, Jankaron. And she has a series. I think there's 14 books in the title, and then some smaller little books that are like really a short story. Best books in the world. Wholesome, clean, funny, touching, good books. Anyway, after I checked out her book, Jan Karon's Mitford Cookbook and Kitchen Reader, and I did a video about that, about the ladies wanting the recipe for the orange marmalade cake, and I can't remember the character's name Esther. Esther's her name. Esther fell and broke 2 limbs, and her John had to have her mouth wired shut. Oh, there's those nasty fingernails again. I'm going to do that today. Anyway, she doesn't have her recipe written down. She keeps it in her head. Not a good choice in my thinking. But anyway, they're doing this church fundraiser, and a group of her friends are going to be at her house the next morning to bake a counter full of orange marmalade cakes for this fundraiser, and none of them have the recipe because she wouldn't share it. She kept it a secret, and she doesn't have it written down. And so I read you that page or two out of the book. Remember that? As I was looking through the cookbook, I loved it so much I thought, I've got to buy that book. Now, I don't want books. I'm trying to get things out of my apartment, not into my apartment. And from working at the library, I know books are horrible dust collectors. And I have asthma. And anyway, I don't normally buy books anymore. Besides that, I can't afford books. But this one, after I looked through it, I had to have it. It came today. Got my book. And it's got this little sticker on here. I'll put a picture of the sticker at the end of this video, but it says, sell your books at World of Books. This is the bookseller I bought it from. Well, actually, I bought it on Amazon, but this is who shipped it to me. Molly, we're not barking. No. Go to sell.worldbooks.com. No, that's wrong. Go to sell.worldofbooks.com and get an instant price quote. We even pay the shipping. See what your old books are worth today. So if you want to sell your books, there you go. I'm sorry about the dogs. I love them to pieces, but they're barkers. And Molly, hush. I'm going to go get the little box and push the button if you don't hush. Okay. Well, anyway, I am tickled to death that I ordered this book. And the ruling on reading books that you did not author is sort of vague, but you can't read the entire book if you did not author it. You can read an entire book if it's public domain, and to be public domain, the author of that book has to be dead for 70 years or more. Okay? And I know a ton of people read books on YouTube that are not public domain, but they could lose their channel over that. The publishing company could come after you if they wanted to. I'm not going to risk losing my channel over reading you a book just because I love it, like Modern Magi. I have written to the author, Carolyn Pearson, of Modern Magi and Stranger for Christmas, and whoever the publishing company is, I forgot now. I have written to them at least 3 times, 3 different years in a row, asking, can I please read this on my YouTube channel? May I have your permission? They don't even tell me no. I get no response from either of them. But anyway, I got my Jan Karen book, and you can read an excerpt, I can't even say that word, but you know what I mean, from a book, a small portion, for critical review. So let's do some critical review, because I thought this was funny. I love humor, as you can tell. I love humor. I almost only read cozy mysteries because they're clean, they're usually funny, or they're nice books. They don't have ugly language. They don't describe ugly situations like the murder. They don't go into great gory detail. There's no sex in them. Some people would call them fluff. I call them good entertainment. Because of some experiences in my life, and because of some trauma and some stress and my mental illness that I can't do anything about, it's hard for me to read most I'm looking at somebody who's slamming their door. Somebody's moving in down to the next building. Contemporary fiction, I can't read. For instance, my friend Life with Patty, I love Patty dearly. If you don't watch her channel, go to Life with Patty, P-A-T-T-I. She told me recently she bought her first Christmas fiction book. And I was excited, and I said, okay, what's the title? I want to read it too. And she sent me the title, and then I looked it up on Amazon to read the blurb. Oh, now I got a phone call. Hang on. Okay, that was the FedEx guy, and I wanted to talk to him. Something is coming Monday while I'm at the doctor, and I was asking him, could he put it inside my little fence here? Maybe it won't get stolen. I've never had anything stolen, but people on the Nextdoor app talk about people losing their stuff left and right that's been left off. Okay, I'm going to have to figure out where I was in here. Okay, where was I? He tried once to help her, but no, let me block that out. He tried once to help her, but he had never held a paintbrush in his life. You bake, she finally said, exasperated, and I'll paint. For starters, I need 10 dozen lemon squares. They freeze beautifully. When you're through with those, I need 10 dozen raspberry tarts and 14 dozen cookies, assorted. She rattled off a baking list that sounded like I can't see through Molly's head, the quarterly output of Petridge Farm. Why couldn't they just do veggie sandwiches? Why couldn't they just do vegetable sandwiches and strawberries dipped in chocolate? Oh, we're doing those, but not till the last minute, she said, peering down at him from the ladder. She was always on the ladder, except, of course, for the time she popped through the hedge to work on her book, which had an ominous deadline. He met Cynthia because she moved into the house next door to the rectory. And that's how they became friends. And they had a parting in the hedge that they would go back and forth through. And she kept her house, and that's where she goes to write. Oh, I can't even think about the deadline, she wailed. I can't even think about it. At night, she rolled over and expired, while he stared at dancing shadows on the ceiling and listened to Barnabas snore in the hall. Barnabas is this huge dog he has. It continues on. It says, "We're thrilled," said Esther Bullock. "I can't remember when something this big has happened and I didn't have to bake a cake for it." "You're not hurt that we didn't ask you to bake a cake?" "Hurt? I should say not." He could tell, however, that Esther wouldn't have minded doing a 2-layer orange marmalade cake. He was relieved. I'm sorry, Molly. He was relieved to see that Emma was softening toward the coming event. I don't know who Emma is. I don't remember her. But she made it clear to him that Cynthia should at least get involved in Sunday school and chair the parish brunches. The ECW, I don't know what that stands for, Episcopal something, I'd guess, called to offer help in serving and pouring, and promised to line up 4 or 5 husbands to keep the tea traffic untangled on the street in front of the rectory. Hessie Mayhew stopped by, wanting an interview, just as Father Tim trekked home to pick up his sermon notebook. "I talked to my wife," he said. "It's all her doing." He hoped that Hessie would not read any Coleridge before she wrote the story. I have no idea what that means. Clutching her notepad, Hessie grilled Cynthia. Who was painting dental molding on the top rung? Clutching her notepad, Hessie grilled Cynthia, who was painting molding from the top rung of a ladder. "What are you serving? How many people? What time of day? Any special colors? Do you have a theme?" He ran from the room. Going out the back door 5 minutes later, he heard Cynthia announce that the event would be called the first annual Primrose Tea. Hessie gave a squeal of delight, which was definitely a good sign. And that came from These High Green Hills, Chapter 7. Okay. When I make these lemon squares, I'll give you the recipe. But if you want to get this book from your library or buy it or whatever, it's on page 175. And they sound delicious. I love anything with lemon. It calls for flour, confectioner's sugar, butter, vanilla, salt, granulated sugar, cornstarch, 5 large eggs. Oh my gosh, anything this woman makes has lots of eggs in it. But for lemon squares, I'll go for 5 eggs. Then it needs lemon zest and lemon juice. I bet those are delicious. Okay. I still haven't made that jam cake from the book. What was the name of that book called? Strangled Eggs and Ham. It was a cozy mystery. But I'm going to. I'm just not going to tell you when, because it'll be a lie. I won't get it done. But anyway, okay, that's today's video. I know I was supposed to tell you about cozy mystery Christmas books. It's already been a day. I had to go to the bank and get a new debit card because I almost got scammed. And if I posted a video that you saw where I'm talking about almost getting scammed, let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to refilm it. I love being this age. I'm no longer shy. I no longer mind saying my mind. Gets me in trouble sometimes take offense when I know offense was intended. But anyway, I tend to say whatever I'm thinking now. My bank is Amarillo National Bank. I've banked with them 50 years. A long time, anyway. The bank colors are white and sort of a navy blue. The bank has always been beautiful on the inside, and the blue is a calming color that they're carpeting in the walls and things. And they've always had lovely artwork in the branch closest to me. Well, I noticed that they're remodeling some branches around town. When we've driven by, we've seen that they're say something about remodeling. I usually don't go in the bank. I never have any banking business. My retirement check and my Social Security are automatically deposited. I use my debit card for everything, except now I've purchased those checks to pay my rent. Well, anyway, I never go in the bank. But I've noticed from outside that they have signs up saying they're remodeling. I went in the bank today. My lovely branch had the most atrocious paintings up. They had a beautiful Christmas tree. I took a picture of it. And since it's a Saturday morning, it wasn't very busy in there. And this young man, who's probably 20, helped me. Oh, he was a cutie. He had dark curly hair and big eyes. And oh, he was a cutie. Anyway, I told him what I needed. And I told him about the fraud department that called me and blah, blah, blah. And I needed to pick up a new debit card. And I looked up the wall next to his desk. Now, I had been in there in July when the whole rigmarole with the apartment complex taking out 2 months' rent at one time. and that drained my bank account, and I went in, and a lady, no, Molly, you're not barking. I had a wonderful lady helped me, and they still had the lovely artwork up then. I looked up at this artwork next to the desk. It looked like the print of a soccer ball, except in all different colors, like from the 70s, 60s maybe. I looked up at that while I was talking to him, and I just shook my head. And he looked up at the artwork, and he said, no. No, Molly, we're not barking. Neighbor's coming home. I'll have to cut some barking out. Anyway, he got my new debit card for me, got that all straightened away, and I said to them, by the way, that is a lovely Christmas tree. Please tell whoever. And then I said, and by the way, the new artwork, I mean, from where I was sitting, I could see about 8 different pieces of artwork, each more hideous than the other. And I said, and by the way, please tell the higher-ups who did this to the bank that that artwork is hideous. He laughed. Okay, I'm going to go. No barking. Stop it. Stop barking right now. No, 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 don't start. I'm going to stick in a picture of the Christmas tree. And I'm going to stick in a picture of the tag where it says something about, do you want to sell your books? And let me know about the scam video. Comments disappear on me all the time. I've had a video or two disappear that I don't know what happened to them. And I have tried to share some channels in the last couple of weeks. I do it the same way. Click on share. Go to post. Sometimes it has worked, and a couple of times their channel didn't show up. Somebody said to me, another one that we can't see. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm technically challenged, and I don't have a young person who wants to help me. But anyway, my goal for next week is to learn how to share other people's videos and them not disappear, and to learn how to share something from Instagram onto YouTube. I love Instagram, and I'm always finding something that I'm thinking, oh, blah, 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 would love this. I want to put it on my YouTube, and then I don't know how. Okay. I'll get to those Christmas cozy mysteries maybe tomorrow. All right, let me know what's going on in your world. Leave me a comment, let me know. Give me a thumbs up if you don't mind. I hate to harp on that. I don't like it when channels I watch say it every single time. Like, comment, share. But I guess I'm getting to that point because I keep losing subs. I don't know. And then a lot of you have told me the same thing. You're losing subs. YouTube is just being cranky, I think. Okay, I'm going to go in the house now, I guess, and let Molly have her nap. It's rough being a dog around here. Okay, guys. Talk to you in the next one. Let me know how you're doing. Bye.